Welcome back to the Bryan Devore Connection. I'm your host, Bryan Devore. Society is aging. We all know that. And aging in place is becoming a very hot topic for people who want to be able to age in place in their own home. Well, no organization is leading the way more than the National Aging in Place Council. So with me here to talk about the National Aging in Place Council is its Executive Director, Ms. Tara Ballman. Tara, how are you?
I am great. Thanks for having me today.
My pleasure. So Tara, first, let's talk about aging in place. What is aging in place?
Sure. I think a lot of people think aging in place is the home that you grew up in, you raised your kids, you have all these memories in, and you want to stay in that home forever. But actually, aging in place is really, your home is wherever you lay your head. So it's creating a plan to help you age in the home where you lay your head for as long as possible in the most comfortable manner as possible.
Makes a lot of sense. And so to do that, there are 5 pillars for success for aging in place. Talk about the 5 pillars, please.
So our organization is based on what we consider the 5 pillars of aging, which is housing, healthcare, finance, transportation, and social interaction. So we really try to focus on those 5 areas to help people create their plans so that they really have a comprehensive view of how they want to spend their final days and where they want to do it and how comfortable they want to do it and how long they want to live in one place. Some people also get like a diagnosis that is progressive. So the plan that they make today might not be the best plan for them in 10 years. And how are they going to make sure as the years progress that all 5 of those pillars are really addressed in the plan?
Right, that makes a lot of sense. So obviously with 5 different pillars, there's a lot that goes into each one. Obviously housing is something in my wheelhouse, being a real estate agent,
Right.
but transportation is super critical, and socialization, I think, is something that I see a lot of, especially in the last couple of years with COVID, how people were not able to be social, and we saw a lot of decline in a lot of our seniors. So I think focusing on all 5 of those things is so important, and not just looking at 1 or 2, but it's the whole picture.
Absolutely, and a lot of people just focus on their home or on healthcare, and they forget about the transportation piece or just social interaction. How am I going to get to religious ceremonies or social activities or my kid's t-ball game on Saturday morning? And do I have a social circle that will help me if there's an emergency, if my family's not here? So we really try to help people address every single issue that can come up, which is a lot because nobody ages the same way. Everyone's journey is different. So we help everyone just try to think about the things that are important to them and how to achieve those today or 20 years from now or 40 years from now.
Right, exactly. So as I mentioned, as a realtor, I'm a member of NAIPC, and there's a lot of different professions that are involved. You have the real estate agents, you have home care companies, you have the people who install the grab bars. All of us sort of work together, and it's broken up into chapters. So I'm part of the San Diego chapter. There's chapters throughout the country, and you guys also provide programming tracks. So talk a little bit about that.
Oh, I'd love to. So we have about 400 members across the country. Half of those members probably are part of a chapter. I'd say about half are part of a chapter. We have 14 or 15 chapters now, and we're growing. We have 5 or 6 that are in the process, but we try to focus our education on caregivers and families, but we also focus on the professionals like you and the people supporting seniors or older adults. So we have a Hidden Gems of Aging series, which talks about little known or unknown products and services that are just making life easier for older adults. We also have our own members that are doing presentations. We do that throughout the week, and then also we have a YouTube channel that's we started that during COVID because everyone was stuck at home and trying to find new ways to connect. So that's when we created our YouTube channel, which with 3 years of sessions on there, it's pretty beefy and it covers a lot of different topics. And we even have a older adult author who's on there doing a book reading. We have Aging in Place Week every year. We just had it. It was in October. We had the biggest year we've ever had, 22 speakers, 18 sessions. Our book was released at the same time, so it's been a really exciting year for the organization.
That's great. So speaking of the book, we want to talk about that. You brought a copy of the book.
I just happen to have a copy.
Yep.
Oops, sorry, there goes
okay.
your questions. It's
That's okay.
Aging in Place Conversations, what industry experts have to say. So this is something that 20 of the members across the country got together, and we took the top questions that were always asked about aging in place. And so we just kind of consolidated that into those 5 pillars that I talked about. There's a housing, healthcare, finance, transportation, and social interaction section. And it's kind of Q&A format. You know, I live across the country from my family. I've fallen. They're watching over me too much. How do I get them off my back? But also the family, like my loved one fell. She's not letting me know what's happening. How can I get involved without being too involved? So we ask a lot of questions like that, and we give the answers. And we also talk about aging in place and the 5 pillars and really define that. And then in the back, we have a resource section. So it takes people to local and national resources that can help them in all 5 of those pillars.
So really the book is designed for the seniors who are aging in place, their families, caregivers, the whole gamut of the audience.
It is, absolutely. And also professionals. There's so much that I learned just being a part of this book that I didn't know before. And probably you learn a lot just by interviewing people. You don't know what you don't know until someone tells you.
Well, and they talk about it takes a village, and really you have to pull all these resources together, because you can't just have 1 or 2 of them. You have to have everyone kind of pulling in the same direction to provide all these resources. One of the sections in there that was sort of near and dear to your heart was the transportation, because you got to pen that one.
Yes.
So talk a little bit more about the transportation section.
So transportation, I think I got by default, which was really eye-opening for me, because I think that's the part of plans people forget to think about the most. During my research, there's an elder care locator number people can call, regardless of where you live, to help you set up transportation. And I think the number was like 76% of their calls are related to transportation. So it's an issue that's out there that people aren't really thinking about, but it doesn't have to be difficult, because there are so many new organizations popping up, everything from like GoGo Grandparent, who is like an in-between for Lyft and Uber, and will connect people with those rides and have a background check driver, and people will not having to worry about their smartphones. And if they have, say, a jitterbug phone, which is made specifically for older adults, they don't even have to worry about billing. The Uber ride is billed to their jitterbug phone, and so it makes things a lot easier. But then there's also organizations that I found out that's volunteer-based. So, like, I live in Orange County. I could drive an older adult in Orange County to the doctor. That hour will earn a credit that I can use for my mom in Atlanta, and someone can drive her around.
Oh, wow.
So it's a very great, a good way to take care of your family and help other people in your community. So there's a lot of little things like that popping up, but also just transportation, your public transportation. If you call, they will help you set up, hey, I need to go to my doctor every Monday. How do I do it? They will do the route for you. There's someone that can help you set that up. They'll help you get on and off a bus. Here's the proper way to do it. I know in Orange County, they will do in-person training, or they'll do it virtual for you in like 8 different languages. So there's a lot of options out there for people transportation related. So
yeah, it sounds like a very robust section, and all the sections I think are similar like that. One of my mantras that I keep in the focus of my mind is providing resources for seniors and their families, because we have a lot of people who need these great resources. There's a lot of resources available. We don't know about each other, right? And so it's trying to connect them together so that the people who need the services will know where they are and how to find them. This book is a great way to do that. And your website is also a great way to do that, because there are so many things available on your website.
Yes, our website is ageinplace.org, and that really, it will take you into a different section if you're a professional or a caregiver or an older adult. It really kind of directs you to the information that you need to help address whatever your needs are.
That's fantastic. So the information for their website is on the screen, so you can take a look, write it down, click on it, and take a look. It's got a lot of great resources on there. Is the book on there as well?
The book is on Amazon.com.
On Amazon.
Actually.
All right,
yes.
So we can get the book on Amazon.com, so remember that. It's a great read, and holidays are coming up. It's a great gift for people you know who could benefit from it. Tara, thank you so much for sharing all the information about the National Aging in Place Council. Such great work you guys do.
Thanks. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure.